what's going on? Hey, yeah. This is another episode of the Bad Boy Live for for November 30th, 2025, on a Sunday morning. You know how we do from old to new. Apply the word to you. Uh, from where we last left off, still in the New Testament with, well, like I said, from where we last left off, still hanging in the New Testament. Nehemiah chapter number 13. Nehemiah chapter number 13. And as always, after every chapter, there will be a summary to better understand the chapter all together. Nehemiah chapter number 13. On that day, they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people. Therein was found written that the Ammonites and Moabites should not come into the congregation of God forever, because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water, but hard Balaam against them. And he should curse them, howbeit out of God turned the curse into a blessing. Remember verse chapter 13, verse 2. And it came to pass that when they had heard the law, that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitudes. And behold, before this, Elisha, the priest, having the oversight of the chamber of the house of God, was allied unto Tobiah. And he had prepared for him a great chamber, where aforetime they laid the meat offerings and the frankincense and the vessels and the tithes of the corn, new wine and the oil, which was commanded to be given to the Levites and the singers and the porters and the offerings of the priest. But in all this time was not I at Jerusalem, for the 30th year of Taxus, king of Babylon, came I unto the king. After certain days obtained I leave of the king. And I came to Jerusalem and understood of the evil of Elisha did for Tobiah, and preparing him a chamber in the courts of the house of God. And it grieved me so sore. Therefore I cast forth all the household stuff to Tobiah out of the chamber. Then I commanded that they cleanse the chambers, and thither brought I again the vessels of the house of God, with the meat offering and the frankincense. And I perceived that the portions of the Levites have not been given them. For the Levites and the singers that did the work were fled, everyone to his field. Then contended I with the rulers, and said, Why is the house of God forsaken? And I gathered them together and set them in their place. Then brought all Judah the tithe of the corn and the new wine and the oil unto the treasuries. And I made treasurers over the treasuries. Shelemiah was the priest of Zadok, the scribe, and the Levites of Padiah. The next to them was Hanai, the son of Zechariah, and the son of Mattaniah. But they were counted faithful of their office, was to distribute unto their brethren. Remember me, O my God, concerning this, and wipe out not out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my God and for the offices thereof. And in those days saw I in Judah some treading wine presses on the Sabbath, bringing in the sheaves and lading asses, as also wine, grapes, and figs, and all manner of burdens which they brought unto Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. And I testified against them in the day during they sold victuals. Sold victuals. There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Sabbath unto the children of Judah in Jerusalem. Then I contended with the nobles of Judah, and said unto them, what evil thing is this that ye do, to profane the Sabbath? Did not your fathers thus, and did not our God bring all this evil upon us, upon this city? Yet ye bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath. It came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, I commanded that the gates should be shut, and charged that they should not be open till after the Sabbath. Some of my servants said, I at the gate, and there should no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day. So the merchants and the sellers and all kinds of ware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. Then I testified against them. Let's see. Then I testified against them, and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you. From time forth came they no more on the Sabbath. And I commanded the Levites that they should cleanse themselves, that they should come and keep the gates and to sanctify the Sabbath day. Remember me, O my God, concerning this, concerning it also, and spare me according to the greatness of thy mercy. In those days I saw Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab. The children spake half of the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. I contended with them and cursed them, and smote certain of them, and plucked off their hair, and made them swear by God, saying, ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, and for yourselves. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things? Yet among many nations was there no king like him, who was beloved of his God, and God made him king of all Israel. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin. Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil, and transgress against our God, and marry strange wives? And one of the sons of Jehoiada, the son of Elisha, the high priest, was the son-in-law to Sanballat, the Horonite. Therefore I chased them from me. Remember me, O my God, because they have defiled the priesthood, and the covenant of the priesthood, and the Levites, and of the Levites. Thus cleansed I them from all strangers, and appointed the wards of the priests and the Levites, everyone in his business. And for wood offerings at times appointed, and for the first fruit, remember me, O my God, for good. Me, oh my God, for good. All right. That will do it for that. That was Nehemiah chapter 13. Chapter 13. Let's hit the summary to wrap it up. Excuse me. We wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. All right, Nehemiah chapter 13 summary. Nehemiah 13 describes Nehemiah's final reforms after returning to Jerusalem from serving the Persian king. When he arrives, he finds that the people have fallen back into disobedience, and he takes strong action to correct them. And 1, exclusion of foreign from the assembly, verses 1 through 3. Exclusion of foreigners from the assembly, verses 1 through 3. After reading the book of Moses, the people learned that the Ammonites and the Moabites were not to be a part of Israel's worship assembly because of their past hostility. People respond by separating themselves from foreign influences. Second point, Nehemiah confronts Elisha compromise, verses 4 through 9. The high priest Elisha had given Tobiah, the same enemy who opposed the rebuilding, a large room in the temple. Nehemiah is outraged. He throws Tobiah's belongings out and restores the room to its proper sacred use. Third point, restoration of the temple support, verses 10 through 14. Nehemiah learns that the Levites and the singers had not been given their required portions and had abandoned the temple service. He rebukes the officials and restores the tithe system. Appoints trustworthy men who oversee the offerings. Forming the Sabbath day observance, verses 15 to 22. Nehemiah sees people working and selling goods and buying from foreign merchants on the Sabbath. He rebukes the nobles, offers the city gates to be shut before the for the Sabbath. Begins to station guards to enforce proper observance. Fifth point, addressing intermarriage, verses 23 to 29. Nehemiah discovers that many Jews had married foreign wives, that their children couldn't even speak Hebrew. He confronts the men strongly, warning them of the example of King Solomon. It makes them swear to stop intermarrying. And the final point, verses 30 through 31, Nehemiah ends by summarizing the reforms, purifying the community, and assuring people's priestly duties and restoring the temple responsibilities. He closes the chapter with a prayer for God to remember him for the good he has tried to do. Not today, sleep. Not today. All right. Yeah, we'll do it. That'll do it for that. Like I said once before, keep in mind the memory verses and the summary in general. And you'll be on your way. You'll be on your way. But that will do it for this one. This is another episode of the Bible Way Live for November 30th, 2025 on a Sunday morning. Y'all have a good one. I'm gone.